Hell yeah, brother. All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Alex Widuch, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've already got the TT pulled into the garage, as you guys can see from the title and the thumbnail. Today, we are going to be building a solid Dogbone mount. I am sick of the stock one. I plated the other one, and it's constantly moving, which causes the hood exit to hit into the hood. So our first steps for today are gonna go to head on over to Home Depot, my only local place to get angle iron within 10 minutes from my house. We're gonna go pick that up, and we're gonna start building a solid Dogbone mount. I don't know how this is gonna go, but if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and hit your post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. So let's head out. Last minute stop at AutoZone, getting the exhaust gasket. So I just picked up this exhaust gasket for the TT from AutoZone. I was gonna order it from another place, but AutoZone said they can have it same day. So I just called up, ordered this on the way here, and here it is. So Home Depot is actually right there. So I'm gonna go there real quick. We're gonna pick up some angle iron. So I've got a Home Depot. It was only like $16, nothing bad. I got some like space out washers because the Dogbone mount, it's like really long, and I figured that the bolts are gonna be long, and I should have brought the bolts along with me to get the thread pitch and actually done this properly, which maybe I will actually do at some different point. But for now, we're gonna use the existing bolt since they are grade 8 or grade 10 or whatever the OEM bolt is. It's the correct bolt. And yeah, I just got some spacers for it. It was only $15, and that had to be the most easy Home Depot experience I've ever had. They had like these divider things. You guys have been to Home Depot and stuff like that, but honestly, didn't feel threatened. Wore my mask. Haven't been to Home Depot in 6 months. Here I am doing big boy things. So right after I left Home Depot, I went to Quick Check, filled up because my gas light came on, got some 4-inch cutting wheels, and now we can cut some metal, go weld it, and make some solid mounts. I'm really excited. I hope you guys are as well. And this might be something that you guys can do on a budget. This is gonna cost me maybe like total of like $20. So can't be upset with that. Now let's head home. Alright guys, now that we got everything acquired to do this, I got my cutoff wheels. We can cut a million things and we don't have to care. We got way more metal than we needed. This angle iron right here, I think is a 3.5 foot section. Maybe it's 4 feet. I didn't really even look at the dimension of it. I'm gonna say it's about 4 feet, but it's way too long. I'm only gonna need about this much of it, but we never know what the future plans are gonna need, so we like metal around here. It's mild steel, so we're gonna have to paint it. I love stainless, but stainless is just way too hard to work with, and I don't have it right now, so what I mean by hard to work with is it eats up drill bits and stuff. So this is very simple. We're gonna bang this out, so let's get started. So to get underneath this car, I really don't need to have jack stands underneath this thing or for it to be up on ramps, but for the simplicity of it, be able to take the piece in and out, see if the fitment is right, see what needs to be done. I'm gonna put it up on the ramp, so I'm gonna start this thing in the garage. Let's see how it sounds. Now that we know it's loud, I'm gonna open the garage door, get these ramps set up just like the other day. In the other video, I am gonna have to use those pieces of wood to get it up onto the ramps because the car's lower than I expected it to be for these ramps, even though these ramps are low car friendly, quote unquote. So let's go get the wood and the ramps. All right, so it's actually the next day. Yesterday, I realized it was like 7:30 and I was gonna go play Frisbee with the boys. So I was like, I shouldn't even start this yet. So we left it for the next day. We got the ramps all set up in front of the car. I don't know about you boys, but this piece of wood is looking really thin to me. I don't know if you guys remember the last time I went up on these ramps, but they snapped when I was doing the oil change. So let's go ahead, let's try to pull this up. Hopefully nothing snaps. Get it up on here. These ramps are nice and even this time. So let's get it up on here, rip the Dogbone mount, and we have to basically replicate the Dogbone mount with that solid metal. So let's get to it. Things are looking much better around here. Now the car's up on the ramps. We got much more lighting going on. The AC is on. Hopefully that doesn't make too much noise for the videos, but it is 95 degrees outside and I'm trying to keep it nice and cool in here. So I'm gonna hop underneath the car. I wish I had a little more room in the front. I got so much room in the back, but nothing in the front because I had to do those extendo ramps, but I'm gonna hop underneath there. We're gonna take out the Dogbone mount. You guys have seen the Dogbone mount a few times, but the way it mounts up, super simple, 2 bolts, take it right out. Well, 1 goes to the transmission, but 3 bolts total. So I'm gonna get my 15 mil, I'm gonna get the 10 mil and we're gonna rip that out. Here's a Dogbone mount for some of you guys who aren't familiar exactly with what it is. It keeps the motor from rocking back and forth towards the back wheels and the front wheels. So this mounts up to the transmission, this mounts up to the subframe, and it just keeps everything from going back and forth. But since it's rubber, it allows it to extend and go forward, and since we have the hood exit, I really don't want any movement in this motor. So basically, I'm just gonna disattach this, make my own mount from there to there with the angle iron. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that and that. Other bolt on the opposite side that you can't really see, and then this 15 mil. One of the biggest issues I have with this Dogbone mount, even if I put red Loctite in there, anything, it's always coming loose, and I think that it's because that bushing is so blown out on the backside of that Dogbone mount that it just allows so much movement. So this thing constantly comes loose, and this one always hits the ground because this car is fairly low. So I need, like, if I go over the crown of the road or something like that, this bolt just smacks the ground, which forces the motor to move and hit the hood. So all that movement has gotta stop. This bolt is hand tight. I never even loosened it with the wrench, so if that says anything, but, and she's out. Let me give it a little pull and I'll fall right to the ground. So you can see that big hole in there, and that's just a section of the subframe, but you can clearly see the two bolts where I'm gonna attach the angle iron that I'm gonna cut, and then we're gonna have the angle iron come off of it and go right up to its mounting hole. Now there's gonna be a lot of bending and hammering and stuff like that, but this is gonna go really well, and I'm super excited for this. So now that the Dogbone mount is removed, you guys can clearly see the exhaust can move very freely, and it's exactly the same thing for underneath the car. I don't know how well you can see the motor moving because I'm not really looking down there, but now that we got that removed, the engine is able to sway back and forth, so we won't have any movement with this solid mount. So there's our metal. Let's get cutting, boys. I measured this and it shows that it's 5.5 inches wide, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut a 5.5 inch section out of this, and then we're gonna figure out how long this is, and I don't want any movement in it. You see all this movement that's play? We don't want any of that. No rubber, no nothing. So we're gonna weld it up solid. So we're gonna figure out the distance from there and the closest distance to this hole. Since the engine is able to rock back and forth, that's all I'm gonna do for adjustability. I'm gonna move it as far back as I could go, and then I'm just gonna tighten it up because I don't want any movement back or forward. And the less movement, the better. It's more race car-like. So let's go ahead and start chopping some metal. Oh, boys, you seen these glasses? Hell yeah, brother. So I actually just found these glasses in my old work bag. These are just normal sunglasses. One of my buddies gave these to me as a joke a long time ago. And I can't find my cutting glasses right now. My actual certified OEB, 07, whatever the classifications are to be in a shop, OSHA approved glasses. These aren't them, but these are better than nothing. Also, I got a brand new cutting wheel on the grinder, so we are gonna be ready to go. And I've got a 5-inch line marked out somewhere in this area. I don't really know, but it's there. It's a rough cut, so let's get cutting. Thing I do not recommend is cutting towards mulch. The mulch was getting red hot, it was smoking, but I got a hose right behind me. I don't care. Guys, comment down below if you like my glasses, and also today's like goal is 500 likes, and comment down below #car as seen on the screen. It really helps us be able to reach other people that haven't seen the videos yet, and I'd really appreciate it. Perfect 5.5 inch cut. This looks like it was made to be. So now that that is like that, so let's go ahead, figure out how long this thing is, how long we want it to be, and we're gonna chop this section next. It's showing that this piece right here is 11.5 inches and no room for error. I'm gonna make it 12.5, just in case we have some kind of fit up issues. I can figure out the length. Always cut more than you need. That's what I learned when I went to welding school. Yes, your boy went to welding school, so always cut more than you need. We need 11.5, but we're gonna cut 12.5. We're gonna give ourselves an extra inch for movement. I mean, it's always good to put extra holes too, but I don't want any extra holes. I just wanna have it fit the way I want it to fit. So I'm gonna have extra, and then we'll cut off the excess after that. So I got that piece that I was gonna cut to 12.5 inches cut, but I actually cut it to 13, because when I was out there, I remembered this whole section right here is almost a full inch. So I equated that in, and I added another 1/2 inch onto my 12.5, so I made it 13. And as you guys can see, this is starting to take shape, and it's starting to look similar. It's way more simple, you know, way less rubber and way less movement. So I'm gonna center this out, and I'm actually gonna start to tack weld this, get it into place, and get ready to rip. These are coming out so well. I cleaned all the edges off. I cleaned the back side of them off. I even cleaned the little divot in here that was kind of hard. And now that that's all like that, It's time to tack it up, make sure everything's nice and straight. I'm also gonna center it out, and we're gonna tack weld it, then weld it. All right, we got it all tacked up. Everything went together really well. It's all straight. I burnt my pants, never wear shorts. Never TIG weld, never weld in shorts. It's so stupid. My filler rod hit my leg, burnt my leg. I'm too afraid to see it, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna weld this all up solid, so enjoy the time lapse and smile. So I got it all finished up. I got more focused on where the time-lapse camera was and trying to stay out of the way that the welds were trying to get a little shoddy. So I added a little bit more gas and I stopped the time-lapse, and this is the final product. And I'm not too happy with this, but it's not bad. I haven't done out of position welding in a long time, and I was doing 130 amps. So, I mean, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully the camera can focus, but I got some dimes in there. I got about 140 amps going, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's gonna hold. So, let's figure out how we're gonna lay this thing out, which way we're gonna cut it, if we're gonna even have to cut it, and how we're gonna mount this thing up. So I've got them out in the vise, and like I said, it doesn't matter how I do it. I'm gonna need to flatten this out anyway. So I just put it in here for right now. I'm gonna take my torch, I'm gonna heat this whole section up, and then we're gonna slowly compress it, and we're gonna drop it down slowly, and we're gonna try to flatten it out from like here down. So not much is sunken into there so far, so let's go ahead, heat this up, and clamp it. I am so stoked on this. I don't know about you guys, but this thing is looking absolutely awesome. As you guys can see, it stayed nice and straight. And we're gonna get this thing back underneath the car after letting it cool. I'm not gonna put water on this. I'm not trying to mess up its strength. But that line down the middle is gonna allow some serious strength. I'm gonna try to completely clamp it down, but it's still gonna have that little bit of a ridge in there. But man, this is looking absolutely awesome. Better than I expected. So hopefully you guys are enjoying, and I'm gonna let this cool. All right, so I've spent a little more time than I should have critiquing these bends, but I just broke the vise, so I guess it's good now. I was going a little overboard. I made this little divot in here so it makes its way over the transmission, and then it dips back up for some strength, and then we're gonna be mounting the bolt right here. So this piece just let go, it broke right out, it fell over there, so I'm gonna take this out, do one last test fit, and we might be able to just start drilling these holes. So I figured out all the angles. I went ahead and I shaved off the corners because of the way the subframe sits. When this goes in there, it sits in there fit like a glove, which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and drill the holes right there in the corner, and then on the back side where there was the high ridge, I ground that all the way down. Since this isn't really structural, it's just pulling. So this is way over engineered. What I recommend is if you guys are gonna be doing the same thing or similar, if you have better, you know, availability to materials, definitely go for it. I would just use 1-inch angle iron. There's no need for this 2-inch or 1.5 whatever this is. This stuff's way too much for what this is. I mean, all you're doing is you're fighting it from going back and forth and bending. So it's not doing any side to side, so it doesn't need to be crazy strong. I could have even used this stainless right here, but this stuff just eats up material and it wasn't really necessary. But maybe next time I'll do it a flat piece. This was kind of over engineered, but you don't need a 2-inch angle iron. I'm just gonna drill the pilot hole with a small drill, you know the drill. And then we're gonna send the big one in. So I've got the hole drilled. It's a little bit bigger than the bolt itself because you want that wiggle room, because of the OEM had a little bit of play as well, so I figured I'd do the same. I stepped it up a few times and I ate it to the table, but I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. Make sure that there's a little bit of wiggle room so that there's some play so you can fit it in there much easier. And then I'm gonna try to mount it onto the car and figure out where I should drill the hole to mount it up to the transmission. Well guys, just like that, both these holes are drilled. I'm really happy with their positioning. So I'm gonna go mount it up underneath the car, mock it up. Ah! This thing just stabbed me. That hurt. Ow, I'm probably gonna bleed. But I'm gonna go mount these up, see how this is, and then go line this up like I said. Hopefully everything goes well and we'll be really close to painting it and mounting it on the car. So I just went outside and actually cut slits in this just to make more adjustability. It's not like it's gonna be ripped out from side to side, so that's fine. And then yesterday I picked up these. I was gonna pick up washers, but these were $1, and I know the thread's gonna slip right inside, so I'll be able to put this on the back side here, this big washer, and then put the nut right through that and make a spacer since the threads run out on the inside of the subframe. The subframe has like some kind of block thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead, throw that on there, tighten it all up, and it's gonna go perfectly, so let's do it. This one in here first like this, and then slide the piece of metal in from the side since I'm able to do that now. I wanna see, oof, that's awesome, okay. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's gonna move around, and I'm really confident in the way that this is looking, so I'm gonna go ahead, snug that up like that. We're gonna get our impact on there, tighten this all up. Awesome, this is going awesome. I'm gonna go ahead, get some washers, take this out or loosen a little bit, drop it down, and we're gonna drill that hole actually first. So I'm gonna drop this, and then we're gonna get a hole drilled into this piece. I'm gonna be drilling the hole right here, so let's get started. Same thing as the other ones, just pilot hole, all these, step them up, drill this hole, use a lock washer, and we're gonna send it. Alrighty, I think we got everything clear. I got three little washers to space this thing out. So right now I got all this bolted up. I've got some washers on the back side since I drilled the hole right here a little bit too far back. So I just spaced it out in the back, which is actually working out really well for angles and stuff. And then on the right here, I've got a lock washer. On the other side, I've got 2 washers, and we're just tightening this thing up. So I got it on a hanger. I've actually got it on some old filler rod that I've already used to paint stuff with. I used that for the headlight bracket actually. So I'm gonna go ahead, hang this up somewhere, use some black paint. We're just gonna paint it black. You know, nothing too special because it will rust, so let's go ahead and paint it. As always, we're doing the Chris Rudnick. We're spraying this thing down with some heat. Gonna apply some heat to it so the paint can dry really fast. I applied a bunch of heat to it, sprayed it down, so I'm gonna apply some heat again. Help dry it up. This will be dry in a couple minutes. Before I go ahead and throw a solid mount into the car, I do want you guys to know that it is okay to have a normal Dogbone mount. Don't get me wrong, I have a hood exit. I don't want all that floppity flip all around, so that is my reasoning. The less vibration, obviously, the better. So if you guys are static and stuff like that, this is definitely a great move for you because it's way more sleek to the body, and my subframe's already sectioned and stuff. But this Dogbone mount was just blown out, as you guys saw. Previous owner was crazy static, destroyed it. I had to replate it and stuff like that, and it just didn't allow for what I needed. It was just way too much play. So that Dogbone mount, junk. I'm really excited to throw the solid one into the car. It's done drying. I just checked on it, so let's go ahead, throw it underneath the car, smile a little bit, have some fun. If you guys didn't already like the video, please throw it a like. And if you guys aren't subscribed and you're this far into the video, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Dry to the touch, feels really good. I heat cycled it a few times, and as you guys can see, that has some great color to it. So I'm super excited about this. Let's go ahead, throw it back on the car, and see how this movement is. Oh wait, there's gonna be no movement, so I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. That's an awesome sight, guys. I'm so hyped on this. So snug her up. Tighten this bad boy up here. Got the lock washers on there. He ain't coming loose. Right as I said, it's not gonna come loose. Ready for this? Those are the threads from the transmission. I'm gonna take out all my spacers, all my washers, all my lock washers from here and send it back up. It definitely didn't have enough bite for the amount of torque I applied to it. Oh, this sucks. I went ahead and I took a grade 8 seat bolt. That's the same exact thread, and it's about that much longer than the bolt that came out of here. And I put it in there, and it looks absolutely awesome. Everything is all tightened up, and I'm happy with it. So I don't have to save the threads. I can make everything nice and tight, so everything's good. I got everything all good. It's all tight. About to take the car off the lift. I just wanted to show you guys that the hood does close perfectly fine. I'm really upset about that divot right there, but when we do the teardrop, I am hoping that this divot right here will be the section that gets cut out. Maybe I won't direct it towards the driver and I'll direct it towards out here. Let me know what you guys think. Should I make the teardrop go out the side of the car or towards the driver? I think it'd be pretty cool to have flames coming straight up, so maybe even we'll just do it straight back. The options are honestly endless, but the fact that this opens and closes now is awesome. Quick little close, so let's go ahead and back this thing off of these ramps. I'm so excited. If you guys enjoy the video, please throw it a like. I know I always say that, but man, I'm just so excited about my work, and I hope you guys are as well. So let's get this thing off. Oh my my God, you can feel the vibrations like crazy. As soon as it started up, I was like, oh boy. But it's way better than what it was. Like I said, this is a static voice setup, and we got those BCs coming in, and we got the 28K springs, so this thing's about to be way more low, and it's way more low accommodating now, so I'm gonna go test drive it. So after the drive, this thing, it's very hot, but literally no movement, which is awesome. I'm super hyped on that. I don't recommend you doing it on your daily driver, but if you guys are interested in doing this on your weekend car or a car that has a hood exit or something to that effect where you need limited movement, that is definitely the move. Its solid Dogbone mount is really nice, but it still allows the engine to move side to side with its transmission mount and its motor mount, and it's really cool. So I'm hyped on it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Leave some insight. Was it a good idea? Was it a bad idea? And I'm hyped on it. The car looks awesome. His Instagram shout out goes to Harry Prout. Harry, thank you for supporting the channel and telling me that I inspire you. That's honestly my goal at the end of the day, is to inspire you guys to work on your cars, do better, and be the best that you guys can be. If you guys want the chance to have your Instagram shout out, all you have to do is comment down below your Instagram, why you enjoy the channel, and if you guys want to spice it up, include your car in there so everyone can see what they're about to follow. And I think that's really cool. So comment down below what you enjoy about the channel and comment your car. Let me know the mods too. Guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If this is something that'll help you guys out, definitely comment down below. I enjoyed making it. It was definitely on the weird side just for what it was and how I was making it, but I had some fun. If there was something I would change about it, I would honestly make it out of tubing. I would make a flat back on it. I would have a tube that ran out, and then I would have an angle iron that ran to the bottom of the chassis or something like that. I would plan it out a little bit better, but this works for now. I'm happy with it, and let me know what you guys think about it. So peace out. Comment down below what you guys drive, and we're so close to 20K. That is like literally so crazy. We are so close to 20K, and it means so much to me. So guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay excited. We got so much content coming, and I'm too excited. So peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.